So yesterday we got the first reviews for the Marvels, and what's
Yeah.
funny is that it starts out at 54%. Now the shills are out in full force right now. The shills are out in full force, and I even watched John Campia's video yesterday talking about the Marvels and the reaction. John Campia is playing major damage control, just like so many others, and we're going to get into that more. John Campia said, well, I'm just going to be honest. When I woke up and I heard all the previous reactions to the Marvels, I expected it to be at a 20 to 25, maybe 30%. So the fact that it's at 54% is actually a really good situation. I'm like, what?
Dude, how does this guy
Holy
spin this? Like,
I'm
like
like,
that's the worst spin I've ever heard.
I'm like, are you kidding me? He literally twisted this and manipulated this by saying, yeah, I was expecting a 20 to 30%. So the fact that it's at 54%, and I'm like, oh my God. So, of course, it starts out at the 54%, which is a really bad score for any MCU film, especially one with Queen Brie Larson and all of the diversity representation in it and the respecting of women. We also have gay, lame women in it that they've announced. But with this being at a 54%, that's a big, big problem for Marvel and for Disney. So, of course, do you know what happens? Do you know what happens, Jay? Suddenly we get the 3 a.m. ballot dump. The 3 a.m. ballot dump rolls into town right on cue. The Marvels flips on Rotten Tomatoes to fresh with dozens of new reviews right on cue. And now, guess where it's at, Jay? Guess where it's at? It's at a
Oh, it's
glorious.
fresh.
Yeah, it's at
It's
a
a nice tomato.
It's at a glorious
Look at that,
61%.
61.
Yep. So that 3 a.m. ballot dump really did help out a lot. Most popular Marvel movie of all time, no doubt about it. Here we go.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. So the top critics, it goes back down to rotten.
Oof.
My
Oof.
rotten tomato.
Wow, that is brutal. And let me be the first to welcome all of the top critics. Welcome to the alt-right. Welcome to being a sexist. Welcome to being a racist.
What's your
We've been
favorite part
waiting
of the
for you.
Marvels?
Yeah, what's your favorite part of the Marvels? Now, my favorite part of the Marvels is what I'm about to show everybody right here. This is my favorite part of the Marvels.
Oh, Lord.
Comment just made me so mad, and instead of replying to this really dumb person, I'm just gonna make a video about it and rant for a second. I am so upset about all this bullshit surrounding the Marvels, where so many men just want this movie to fail. It's ridiculous. I wrote a very positive review about the movie on Letterboxd because I liked it, and somebody commented, sounds biased in my opinion. Liking something is biased. Do you go on every single movie in Letterboxd and see a positive review and call it biased?
Yeah, that's kind of how the internet works. I don't know if you've ever been on the internet, but anytime you give a fucking opinion on the internet, you're
Yeah.
going to be challenged. You're going to be like, this is how the internet works. So I'm sorry to break that to you, but yes. Every time I talk about how much I like a Nintendo game, I'm called a Nintendo shill. Welcome to the fucking internet. This is how it works. Shit talking happens.
No. You know what would be biased if I worked for Marvel or worked on this movie, or if I said before I saw the movie, I don't care how bad it is, Captain Marvel's in it, so I'm gonna love it. That's being biased. You know what's ironic? You're being biased because you haven't seen the film and you already hate it. That's lunatic behavior. I hated Quantumania. Do you think that brought me joy? Do you think I like
Is that because you had a male lead in it? Is that why she liked it?
hating that?
Or hated it?
No, it's a bummer hating things. I do not understand how you can go into something with such hate in this way. It is just sexism. You're sexist. It's okay to dislike something. If you genuinely don't like the Marvels, I get it. There are things in that movie that are not for everyone. But if you really seriously want to hate it and are rooting for it to fail, you need to really ask yourself why, and ask yourself why you have such a problem with women and powerful women and women leading films and women directing films. I think when the Marvels officially comes out, I'm taking a social media break. I just can't take it. I can't take it.
Wow, life's so hard. We don't have a
Man.
problem with women in films or women directors. Make a good film. Like
Yep.
that's please.
Yep. That's it.
Stop
And then,
making trash. It seems like this entire movie was just made so you could watch and wait to the last 5 seconds at the end credits, that's the only thing that people are excited about, is seeing Beast from the X-Men. It's like, yeah, now we got the X-Men in here. You made an entire movie just so people could watch the last 5 seconds, which will be leaked on the internet anyway. It's ridiculous. Make a good film, and no one will say anything. It's like, actually, if you do make a good film, people will hate it as well. It's just like, get used to it. It's just how it is.
And this is a tweet from her, and she says, it's really interesting to me that all the men who are actively hating on the Marvels, that it's all men who are actively hating on the Marvels. The movie isn't perfect. Read my review for my thoughts, but it doesn't deserve the hate many men are giving it. And if you go in the replies here, oh, well, that's my response.
Shut up, silly woman.
But somebody said right here, men loved Wonder Woman, though. Not even remotely the point. I'm glad that she put all caps for remotely. I just want to point that out. And so what is the point? You said that men are hating this because they're intimidated by a woman in the movie and a female director. Did Wonder Woman have a woman in the movie, and did it have a female director? Yes. Did people like it? Yes. Did people like the second one? No. Why did they not like the second one? Because the second one wasn't a good movie. The first one was a good movie. Really not a complicated process here. Really not a complicated process at all. But this is what we're going to continue to get. We are in the prime phase of the death of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the shills are melting down. It's glorious to see. What happened to the billion-dollar franchise of Captain Marvel? What happened to the fact that Brie Larson had a mega fan base out there? Where did they all go? Where did they all disappear to suddenly? Where's those mega fans at that were defending Queen Brie every step of the way? It's almost like they were taking advantage of something that was getting major funding and major backing from the studio, because they saw an opportunity to hijack something that was getting a lot of backing, and they cared about it. They suddenly cared about it. Now that it doesn't have that hot streak, suddenly they don't want any involvement in it whatsoever, because this is social justice activism to a T. They're only interested in things that they can take full advantage of. They don't want to work for anything. They don't want to try and elevate anything. They want to take advantage of things that are already elevated. That's it right there.